And then you hung up the phone and called Tony.
Well, sometime later, I took Grandma to the dentist while I was at the dentist's office.
And then Eugene called you again at the dentist office and wanted you to talk to his lawyer, right?
Yeah, I don't even know how. Several people called me at that time.
Well, did Eugene call you and ask you to call his lawyer?
Yes.
Did
yes.
you do that?
I don't remember if I called him or he called me, one of the two.
And is it after that that you called the sheriff's office?
I don't remember which one I talked to first. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
What time was your grandmother's dental appointment?
9:30.
What time did you get done?
I would say approximately 10.
So Roger Hollister confesses to you about having your aunt killed somewhere around 8:30?
Yes.
And you take your grandma to the dentist, talk to Eugene twice, Tony once, the lawyer once, prior to calling law enforcement?
Like I said, I don't remember when I called Larry Myers. I don't remember where it was at in there.
Is there a reason you didn't get right off the phone and call Larry right away?
No, because I was planning on going there anyway.
Why were you going there anyway?
Because he was supposed to set up time to come to talk to me anyways, that day or the next day. So.
And you figured that was information you could just wait till you got over there?
Yeah.
On November the 5th of 2009, did you and Eugene go somewhere to cut some timber?
November what day?
The 5th? What about
on
Thursday?
Thursday? On Thursday, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And where did you go?
To Lansing.
And that timber was sold on the spot, wasn't it?
Yes.
What does that mean when the timber is sold on the spot?
No, we just cut the trees and lay them out there, and then the guy buys them right there.
Does he pay you right there?
Yes.
And then he's responsible for hauling them away?
Right.
And then on November 6th, Eugene, what time does he get to work on November 6th? Do you recall?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay. Did he come in around 11:30? Does that ring a bell?
Could have been. I don't, like I said, normally he's there around 8:30, but
You know if he came in by himself that day? See, November 6th, that Friday?
I'm sure he was by himself. Yeah.
Did he go anywhere November
Yes.
6th?
Yeah, he went and sold the tree. Went and sold the logs.
Went and sold what logs?
The ones at Lansing.
Those logs were sold on the spot where the guy takes and measures them out and pays them right there on the 5th.
Well, we cut them on the 5th. He sold them on the 6th.
I thought you told me that he sold them on the spot. And then I asked you, what does that
Right.
mean? So,
Sold them on that spot. We never moved them from that spot. They were still there.
you recall just a few minutes ago, and I said, what does selling them on the spot mean? And you said, he cuts them and pays for them right there.
Right. Remember, like I said, we cut him that day, and you called him, and he met him the next day.
All right, so he didn't get any money on the 5th.
Right.
He went back. Did he go by himself, or did you go?
No, I didn't go.
Did anybody else go?
I think Mark Mullins was with him.
Yeah. Was Mullins with him when he arrived at the shop?
No.
Which vehicle? Do you know which vehicle they took to Lansing to?
Eugene's pickup.
You know what time he arrived home on the 6th, or back to the sawmill?
It was around 3:30 or 4.
Were you still there?
Yes.
And how late did you stay there?
I don't know if I left around 4:30.
So you weren't there when Eugene left?
No, he lives there.
Pardon?
He lives there.
Okay, so he would have just gone to the house, or
Yeah.
when you say he lives there, describe that for me.
Well, he lives just.
Is there a room in the sawmill?
No, there's a house just right down the road, for just a block away from the sawmill.
Do you recall going back to the law enforcement on January 20th and giving them another statement?
Yeah, Yeah, I went back several times on what days they were.
Why did you feel like you had to go back again and talk to him?
They called me to come back.
Yeah? And you went down and told them what you know,
Yep.
and you went back on February 24th to talk to him again, that's
Like I said, they called me several times. I don't know what days they were.
And is it true that it wasn't until February 24th of 2010 that you told law enforcement about the threats you had heard Eugene make?
No, I told him that first time.
That he'd actually, you'd heard that about once a week,
Yeah,
that he wished her dead.
right.
And you didn't tell him that until the 24th of February?
No, I told him the very first time I talked to him.
That he had heard, you had heard him threaten
That I
Patricia
heard.
Kimmi once a week.
Yeah, I wished that she was dead. Yeah.
Did he ever wish she was dead after November 6th?
No,
You didn't hear him say anything else?
no.
You recall informing law enforcement that if Eugene had anything to do with it, he may just be so drunk he doesn't remember?
Yeah,
Did Eugene drink a lot?
yeah.
Is he an angry drunk?
I know because they angry with me.
He starts drinking first thing in the morning?
Yeah.
Did you notice if Eugene's drinking became more after Pat's disappearance?
No.
Do you remember which officer you spoke to on February 24th, 2010?
No. Probably Ed the barber. That's.
If Ed recorded that you had told him that Eugene was drinking now, was drinking more now than before in February, is that something you told him, or do you think you wrote that down?
I could have told him that.
Do you believe Eugene was drinking more after November?
To me, he was drinking as much as a guy could drink before November.
Okay. So he was just drinking a lot no matter what?
Yeah.
All right. Your names are on the accounts at the sawmill, are they not?
Yes.
When did your name get put on those accounts?
The checking accounts, they've been on there. Well, probably for 15 years, maybe.
Okay, what about like the investments, the savings?
The savings?
The deposit, CDs
Would have been around February or March
of?
2010.
You had said that Roger had called the shop before.
Right.
Are you talking about the January 11th phone call?
Possibly, yeah, it was a week before. It was a Monday before, yeah.
All right. So somewhere approximately January 11th, a call came into the sawmill.
Yes.
Did this person say they were Roger Hollister?
No,
You just recognized the voice.
I recognize his voice.
You recognize the voice from the 2 times in the last 30 years that you've talked to Mr. Hollister.
Yeah.
And did he ask for Eugene?
Yes.
Hand the phone to Eugene?
Yes.
Was there something different? Strike that.